this video, we'll see how we can sort a linked list using bubble sort. To know what bubble sort is, you can go to sorting section and see the lecture on bubble sort. There we have sorted an array. Here we'll sort a linked list. In linked list, sorting can be performed in two ways, by exchanging data and by exchanging links. In arrays, we can sort only by exchanging data. So now first let's see how we can sort a linked list using bubble sort by exchanging data. We'll take three references, P, Q and end. This reference end will be none in the first pass. In second pass, it will refer to this node. In third pass, it will refer to this node. In fourth pass, it will refer to this node. We need only 4 passes to sort this list of 5 elements. So when end refers to this second node, we'll stop. At the starting of each pass, we'll initialize P with start and Q with P-link. So at the start of each pass, P will refer to this first node and Q will refer to this second node. And we'll move both these references forward and stop when P-link becomes equal to end. And we'll compare the info parts of the nodes referred to by P and Q. And if the info parts are out of order, we'll swap them. So now let's start sorting this list. Now in pass 1, end is none. And we initialize P with start and Q with P-link. So P refers to this first node and Q refers to this second node. We compare the info parts of these two nodes. This one is bigger, so we'll swap them. Now we move P forward and Q forward. Now we compare the info parts of these two nodes. There is no need of swapping because this is small and this is big. Now we move P and Q forward. Now we need to swap because this one is bigger. So we'll swap them and move P forward and Q forward. Now again we need to swap. So we'll swap them and we move P forward. Now P-link is none and end is also none. P-link has become equal to end. So we have to stop. And this is the end of pass 1. And we can see that at the end of pass 1, this much portion has become sorted. Now pass 2 starts, and in pass 2, end will refer to this node where P had stopped in the pass 1. Now we initialize P with start and Q with P-link. We compare info of these two nodes. There is no need to swap. So we move P forward and Q forward. Now here we need to swap. So we'll swap and then move P forward and Q forward. No need to swap. We move P forward. Now we can see that P-link has become equal to end. So we'll stop. And this is the end of pass 2. So we can see that at the end of pass 2, this much portion of the list has become sorted. Now in pass 3, end will refer to this node where P had stopped in pass 2. We initialize P with start and Q with P-link. We compare info of these two nodes. This one is bigger. So we swap and move P forward and Q forward. Now there is no need of swapping. We move P forward. Now we can see that P-link has become equal to end. So we'll stop. So this is the end of pass 3. And at the end of pass 3, we can see that this much portion has become sorted. Now in pass 4, end will refer to this node where P had stopped in pass 3. We initialize P and Q. We compare info of these two nodes. There is no need to swap. We move P forward. Now P-link has become equal to end. So we'll stop. So this is the end of pass 4. And at the end of pass 4, we can see that this much portion of the list has become sorted. Now end will refer to this node where P had stopped at the end of pass 4. So now end is referring to this second node. So this whole procedure will stop. And we can see that the whole list has become sorted. Now let's see the code for this. This method sorts a linked list using bubble sort by exchanging data. We have taken 2 while loops. This outer while loop corresponds to a pass of the bubble sort. We have taken this reference end and initialized it to none. And at the end of each iteration, this reference is assigned the value of P. And this loop stops when end refers to the second node of the list, because this start link refers to the second node. Now this is what happens in a pass of the bubble sort. We have taken a reference P, initialized it with start, and after each iteration we are moving it forward. And this loop stops when P link becomes equal to end. Now in each iteration of this loop, this Q is assigned the value of P link. And here we are comparing the values of P info and Q info. And if P info is greater than Q info, then we are swapping these values. So this is how we can sort a linked list using bubble sort by exchanging data. Now let's see how we can sort by exchanging links. So this method will sort a linked list using bubble sort by exchanging links. Here also we have taken two while loops. And here we have taken this extra reference R. This reference R will always be behind this reference P. Now when we compare the values of P info and Q info, if P info is greater than Q info, then we will not exchange the info parts. Instead, we will change the positions of the nodes referred to by P and Q. And for that only we need this extra reference R. So now let's see in a slide how we can do this. Suppose in a pass, P and Q refer to these two nodes. Now P info is bigger, so we have to change the positions of these two nodes. This node should come here and this node should come here. For this, we need a reference to predecessor of this node. Now P link should refer to this node. So we'll write P link equal to Q link. Q link should refer to this node. So we write Q link equal to P. And R link should refer to this node. So we write R link equal to Q. So now we can see that the positions of these two nodes have changed. After this node, we have this node. After this node, we have this node. And after this node, we have this node. So it looks like this. Now we'll exchange the values of P and Q for the next pass. Now let's go back to our program. So when P info is greater than Q info, we are exchanging positions of nodes referred to by P and Q by writing these statements. P link equal to Q link, Q link equal to P, and this R link equal to Q. Now this statement R link equal to Q is written only when P does not refer to the first node. If P refers to the first node, we have to update start and make it refer to the node that is referred to by Q. After this, here we are exchanging the values of references P and Q for the next iteration of for loop. Now we have called these two methods in cases 13 and 14. So we have called them here. Now let's run this program. This is our list. Now we'll choose option 13. Again we display our list. So we can see that the list has become sorted. Now we'll insert one more element. Now this is our list. Now we choose option 14. You can see that the list has again become sorted.